for your mercy. I thank you, Lord, for this meeting. Lord, I pray, God, you give us wisdom and discernment. Lord, I pray you help us to make the decisions that we need to make. And Lord, I thank you, Lord, for our police and our fire department. God, I pray, Lord, you protect them and guide them, Lord, as they protect the citizens of this county. Lord, I just pray, God, you continue to bless Taylorsville. God, help us and guide us and lead us. And Lord, we just want to give you the glory, give you the honor and praise. Lord, you are the King of Kings and you are the Lord of Lords. Lord, we just thank you and praise you for all you do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please rise. Pledge. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. The first order of business is the approval of the agenda. We have any? We want to.
Can we add in item 1B for yes, the introduction of Bible Now and urgent care?
Yes. All right. Thank you for that. So we'll look for a motion to approve this agenda with that addition.
Motion. Approve the agenda. Second.
A motion's been made and a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Like sign, no one is opposed. So the consent agenda is just the regular minutes of the meeting of April the 7th and April the 21st. And so the consent agenda is adopted by a single motion and vote unless the mayor or council wish to withdraw any item from that list.
Motion to adopt the consent agenda. Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Like sign. Now we're at a point in our meeting where the public can come and speak, and this is an opportunity for members of the public to express items of interest to the mayor and city council. This is not a time to respond or act. Any necessary action will be taken under advisement. Speakers are asked to use proper decorum and to limit comments to no more than 3 minutes. And so I invite you to come at this time. If seeing no one who wants to do that, we will go on to item number 1 in our agenda. And Mayor Pro Tem Eric Gungor, would you please lead us in that measure there of recognition?
Yeah, a month or so, a couple months ago, I got the opportunity and the privilege to go and tour the Alexander Railroad, and it was a blessing to do so. I learned a lot, seen a lot. It's a well-run organization. It's a well-run railroad. They have their I's dotted and their T's crossed, and we're appreciative of the railroad and the length of time that they've been in business. When I was doing that tour, I found out that they started in 1946, and being this year, 2026, it's their 80th year in business. And I came back and talked it over with the council, and we all agreed that we would like to appreciate or to acknowledge that milestone in such a great organization. And if I could have Mr. Ben Zachary and Ryan Watt, if he would come, we have a plaque for them for 80 years of service, from 1946 to 2026, presented by the town of Taylorville, Mayor George Holloman, the town manager Nathan Hester, and the town council, myself, Tamara, Ms. Kim, and Mr. Jack. I do want to thank Jack for putting this plaque together and get it together. So thank you for your service. Thank you for a lot of business that you do.
A year ago down there. You want us down here?
Yeah, I think we should be.
Everybody run out front and get a picture made. Yeah. 80 years. Still got your dad's picture right
Push together as much as y'all can. And we don't have to leave these. It's slow. That's that.
there. Do it.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And which one's mine? Ryan Watt, W-A-T-T, and
Ben Zachary.
Ben Zachary, Z-A-C-H-A-R-Y.
Thank you so much.
I didn't realize how much the railroad service for county or town. If you could just speak on just maybe how many business you service, a quick 2-minute spiel on how it's in the railroad, promote yourself, and we do appreciate it.
Where to start? I guess I can start at the beginning. The easiest, quickest way. I've been an employee of the railroad for 22 years. It's been a pleasure to be an employee of the railroad. Ben's been my boss for those 22 years. He may disagree with the pleasure part, depending on how much trouble I'm giving him, but it really has been a life-changing experience. And I've learned a lot from this man. He's not only been a boss, he's been a mentor, and he's also been a friend of those years. He's taught me a lot about business. It's been a real honor. It's an honor to get this awarded. I can't say how much we appreciate you recognizing. There's a lot of people do not recognize what railroads do. It's thought that we are a thing of the past. I can tell you with full confidence we are not. And I do believe Ben said a phrase just a few months ago. I heard it. It stuck with me. I thought, wow, that's good. That's solid. So if you don't mind, I'm going to steal it from you. We are an economic engine. So put us forward.
The company's 80 years old, but there's been a railroad in Taylorsville since 1887, so we're almost as old as the town. I think it's fair to say that we've kind of grown up together, and look forward to what's ahead. I think a lot's possible if we work together.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
At this time, Nathan, I'm going to call on you to introduce our next guest that we have with us today.
I'd like to introduce Dr. Dong and his wife. Today we officially closed on the property sale of 62nd Avenue here in town, which was formerly the urgent care of Mountain View, and the town has sold it to Mr. Zhang and his wife, who will operate Vital Now Urgent Care. So, if you'd like to step forward and say anything.
Yep. Thank you for having me here tonight. First time meeting all of you guys here tonight. So we're very excited that the moving back home or back to North Carolina. So just a little bit about, tonight, Mayor, members of the council, and good evening to everyone that's here tonight. My name is Dr. Chu Zhang. I'd like to take a few minutes tonight to introduce myself, to tell everyone about the clinic that I'm bringing to Taylorsville, and share how I hope to work with, alongside with the town and for many years to come. I grew up in Catawba County, here in the 90s with my parents. So Western North Carolina has been familiar ground to me, my family, my wife and I both, for most of our life. I'm board certified in family medicine and in hospital medicine. For the past 7 years, I've practiced as a hospitalist in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, caring for patients admitted to the hospital, managing anything from pneumonia to heart failure to complex critical care patients in the ICU. Before that, I trained in family medicine and worked in the urgent care as well. So what that means is I spent my career moving between the highest acuity setting in the hospital and the everyday medicine that keeps people out of it. And that combination of experience is exactly what I plan to bring here to Taylorsville. And a few years ago, I began thinking seriously about what I wanted the next chapter of my career to look like. As I looked at communities across this part of the state, Taylorsville stood out. A town with hardworking people, a strong identity, and fewer health options close to home than its residents deserve. Patients driving 30 or 40 minutes for care that ought to be available in town here. Working families putting off visits because the timing didn't fit a regular workday. Small employers without any reliable local clinic to send their teams to. I have the training and experience to help close that gap. And Taylorsville is where I want to do it. That brings me here tonight. Later this year, I will be opening Vital Now Urgent Care and Wellness at 62nd Avenue Southwest right here in Taylorsville. That building, as many of you guys know, I am purchasing it from the town of Taylorsville himself. And I want to thank the council, the mayor, also the town, city, Nathan, and also all the town staff for working with me to make this transaction possible. The clinic itself will be operated through my company, Integrity Medical Group, PLC. The building is being currently renovated. We're moving steadily through credentialing, licensing, and the final stage of preparing to open our doors. Vital Now is designed to do two things well while we're here. The first is straightforward urgent care, same-day treatments for the kind of problems that don't need any sort of emergency room, but we can't wait until Monday, to Monday morning to go to our doctor. Sprains, strains, lacerations, minor injuries, fevers, infections, sore throat, hair infections, urinary tract infection, workplace injuries, sports physicals. We'll offer basic x-rays, point of care, lab testings, ultrasounds, and the kind of evaluation a patient would otherwise drive to Hickory or Statesville to receive. We'll be opening evenings and weekends because that's when working family actually need us. The second piece is wellness. By working in a hospital system and in healthcare system in small towns, we lack these sort of things. And this is where Vital Now can offer something a little different. Alongside the urgent care, the clinic will provide IV hydration along with infusion therapy, occupational health services for local employers, chronic medical management along with remote patient monitoring for patients with complex chronic medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, COPD, heart failure, and also medication-assisted treatments for opioid use disorder. The last service matters to me personally because the opioid crisis has hit small towns across Western Carolina, North Carolina part, and evidence-based treatment is one of the most effective tools we have to help with these patients. So I'm not just opening a clinic here in Taylorsville to operate around the town, but I'm opening it to operate with the town. That means I like to Vita Now to be a working partner to the council and also the local government. A clinic the school can rely on as their occupation, and for sports physicals and student health, a clinic local employers can use and as their occupational health home, a resource for the police and fire department when they need workplace medical services. And they participating partners in any public health initiative the town wants to lead. So in closing with this, Taylorsville has a long history and a strong identity, and the people who live here deserve healthcare that meets them where they are. That's what Vita Now is built to do. I'm grateful to the council for the time tonight, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you guys, including the people of Taylorsville. So thank you for allowing me to introduce myself. My wife, she's here as well. She's the CEO of our life. So thank you, and for the time, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you guys in the future.
Thomas, do you have a picture, or do you want to get one?
I took one of them speaking, unless you would like one, we could do one of, with the town council.
Yes.
Might be great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll say, we're speaking here that his wife Stephanie has an interest in this county, as she served the Department of Social Services, Alexander County Department of Social Services, for a while. So she's used to us already.
She is, okay. Perfect. So cheers again. Okay. Yeah.
I really hate that. That's pretty dumb.
What's Nathan? What's Nathan? You were part of this meeting.
You want a chair?
You might.
Chair right there.
This one. Squish together. Hey, were you on the last minute? Did you get out the last minute?
No,
Okay, he was not in. He was not in. It's like talking about son.
Switching places.
Alright, let's share some.
The main line.
With us this time.
It's because Mason, because he. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you so much.
So excited. Very excited. Well, as a mother and a grandmother, I'm so happy to have her. Also, I want to make sure I spell your name correctly and your email and all the sort of stuff.
I can draw it right down for you.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind. And the opening, you might have one, hope to be open. That'd be great. You might.
Okay. Next item of business is a proclamation for National Day of Prayer. And before you leave, you might want to pick up one of these flyers, because Thursday, May the 7th, is National Day of Prayer all the way across our nation. In Taylorsville, we're having it down at the Courthouse Park. And it's going to be broadcast over our local radio station. So the town has done a proclamation that observing that day in our town. And so that's just for information. And we'll go to item number 3, which is a public hearing proposed for the new sign ordinance. And we'll need a motion to go into that public hearing.
Motion to open up the.
Motion's been made and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? No one is opposed. So the public hearing for this, Nathan, if you want to give us an explanation of how much work has gone into this.
Proclamation?
No, public hearing.
A lot of work has gone into it. I've been working with the planning department at Alexander County for several months, and also been speaking with several business owners downtown. So we felt like continuing to speak with the community and more business owners would be best before we present a final draft for council adoption. So I would like for us to postpone the ordinance, the adoption of it, and until that date, we'll just re-advertise for that date in the paper. And I'm going to shoot for August, our next meeting in August.
So we are in a public hearing, and anyone can come at this time and speak regarding this proposed sign ordinance, if you would like to. Seeing no one, then I will close the public hearing, and the item for consideration has been bypassed because we're going to vote on that at a later date. Okay? And so we're going on to item number 5, which is a road closure request because of the use of the courthouse park. Nathan.
Yes, sir. This is requested from Beulah Baptist Church. States we're going to have a live Christian concert on June 26th from 5 to 10. They would like to request that we close down that street the night prior on June 25th, 5 p.m. to eliminate parking issues and allow them for set up every day the next day.
Is it just for one street?
Yes, it's just for First Street Southwest. Originally, they were going to do West Main Avenue Drive below the courthouse park, right out here. But after speaking with them and the county, they decided not to close that part. We're just going to close either side. We utilize Second Avenue, the county's property on the other side of the park, Splash Pad Fairground area, and then First Street.
I make a motion, we allow the road closure.
Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Is there any more discussion or questions?
One discussion is, has there been conversation with the courthouse? Because you're gonna shut it down Thursday night and then Friday, correct?
Correct.
Or is it-
I have not communicated with the courthouse. I was going to inform them of the street closure, once y'all pass it, or if not, then kind of really negotiate with the church on what they're going to do for that.
They did it the last, the day, whatever the last thing the county did, they closed it the night before.
Juneteenth.
No, it was something, a partnership. Yeah.
Okay. Then if any more discussion of that, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Likewise, no one is opposed. So now we're going to go to a public hearing regarding the amendment to the solid waste ordinance. I need a motion to go into that public hearing.
Make a motion that we go into the public hearing.
Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Like sign, no one is opposed. We're in a public hearing regarding this solid waste ordinance. Nathan, do you want to explain?
I will start. This is an amendment to section 50.14, special collection yard waste and bulk items, specifically section A of that section, numbers 5 and 7. We'll be changing the length of the limbs collected by the town from 6 feet to 10 feet and from 4 inches in diameter to 6 inches in diameter. We will be changing the amount collected. Still 1 truckload a day. But no more than, I'll just read this to you. cannot be over 10 feet and not be over 6 inches in diameter, and shall be placed on the edge of the lot, with the larger ends placed in the same direction in the pile substantially perpendicular to the curb. It will be considered excessive collection if the collection of limbs shall require more than one load with the truck, more than 30 minutes of labor, whichever is less, from the same location on the same day. Additional loads will be collected as time permits. Removal of such limbs by hauling shall be free of charge, provided that the quantity of such material shall not exceed a running truckload by volume as determined by the Public Works Director or his designee. If the volume of limbs and cuttings exceeds the truckload of volume, a fee in the rate set as the current schedule of fees will be charged by Town Hall. No material such as trees, shrubbery, or underbrush resulting from land being cleared will be collected, so from development. No limbs or debris will be accepted. Curbside and work performed by a commercial tree service by individuals hired by the landowner intended to perform. So we're increasing the length and the size of the limbs being picked up and allowing for more frequency, just not on the same day. So that way we're providing this opportunity to the same service for everybody in town. So we want to. We have a limited staff, a part-time guy that does this, so I don't want to have him spending 2 hours at one spot and then not being able to pick up anything from other places in town because it's scheduled. But we are increasing the amount and the size of the stuff that we pick up. We just still won't pick up tree trucks. We don't have the equipment to do that.
And that's an increase in our budget line, because we're now charged for that reason.
Yes, we're, the county, will be going up on their landfill fees, this year. And, it's also going to be an increase in our maintenance line items and street sanitation for, tractor tires and other things that can be used to try to get the brush.
Okay, we're in a public hearing and you can come and speak about this matter if you'd like. Any other questions or comments?
There's a typo. So we correct the typo for, instead of, volume. Okay.
Leave it to the future.
So seeing no one that wants to speak to this issue, I will close the public hearing. And we're going to go to item number 7, which is the consideration of the adoption of this solid waste ordinance. The amendment.
Motion to adopt the amendment of the solid waste ordinance. Second.
Motion's been made in a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. So that's so ordered. And public hearing regarding voluntary non-contiguous annexation to the town. Nathan, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, this is for future residential development at the corner lot of Highway 90 and Oak Street. It'll be subdivided into 4 acres for 4 single-family residential units. The petition for annexation was deemed sufficient by the clerk, and they will be on town water, but not be on sewer. They have requested to be annexed, and I would support their annexation to the town.
Nathan, was this the property that was going to be donated to the town at one time?
I'm not clear on that. I haven't heard that. I'm not sure.
Well, we're going to need to go into a public hearing also for this matter, so let's have a motion to go into the public hearing.
Motion during the public hearing.
Second.
That motion and a second, so if there's no other discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And so now the public can speak to this matter if you would like to. If there's any more questions or comments, did you get your questions answered there, Jack? Or?
Yes. No.
Seeing no one, we'll go out of the public hearing and we'll go to item number 8, which is the voluntary, non-contiguous annexation of this property.
Motion to adopt motion to annex the property.
Second.
Motion's been made in a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Like no one is opposed. Now, we're in consideration of adopting item number 10 is resolution directing the clerk to investigate an annexation petition.
Yes, this is voluntary continuous annexation submitted by Donna Cassidy on behalf of Keeper Carpentry for several lots located along Hammer Road. And they're all contiguous.
So we want to, the board should direct the
Make a motion, we direct the clerk to investigate the annexation.
Second.
motion's been made in a second. Is there any more discussion or questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. Okay, we need to do a public hearing regarding this hospital property because we're trying to get a grant to demolish it. So, we want to enter into that public hearing and we enter the public hearing for another time, so
Motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
if no more questions, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. So we're in a public hearing regarding this application that we're going to make to the Department of Commerce in Raleigh to demolish the hospital, the part of our economic development program. Nathan, do you want to say that?
Yes. Well, project's been going on for a long time. We created the Taylorsville Development Alliance, our economic development nonprofit. And, we entered into negotiations with the property owner of the hospital to formulate a partnership between the nonprofit and the property owner, which would, be an equity participation agreement where in the future property sale and development, the property owner and a nonprofit would split the equity gain in that development project. And those negotiations have gone really well up until recently, where it was just kind of a stall. We presented him with that agreement with their equity participation percentages, and he's considering that. He's also considering demolishing the property himself. So he's looking at different options to do that. I don't necessarily know if he's going to continue to go through with that himself. He hasn't thus far. So I think we'll continue to negotiate with him. So that stall in our negotiation has pushed our application back from June to now August. But we still have to go through the public hearing processes for CDBG. So I would say that the CDBG funding to demolish the hospital will not cover 100% of it. As prices continue to increase, it'll give us $500,000. And we can use that towards it. We're going to need some more money, probably from another source, a federal EDA grant or a Golden Leaf grant, which we are also in the process of applying for and attempting to pursue. So this is an application to get us part of the way and half of the way. It's not all the way, but I think every grant application that we can apply for to get the money to do it, and the owner's not going to do it himself, then we need to do it. So I think, while he's still contemplating which route he's going to go, we need to be ready to go whichever route we can. And I think applying for the CDBG grant to get some money to get that building out of town so we can repurpose that property and allow new growth to start moving into the town is the right step for us to go.
Okay, anyone from the public would like to speak to this issue? We're still in a public hearing. Seeing no one, we will come out of the public hearing but we have fulfilled our obligation to commerce by having this public hearing. We don't have to take action. The board does.
Well, you need to vote on whether you're gonna apply or not.
Okay.
Motion to apply for the CDBG grant.
Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. Now, item number 12 is the GIS maintenance contract with Western Piedmont Council of Government. Nathan?
This is in contract with them for jazz maintenance services. They already, this is for our cemetery, and, not necessarily the cemetery. This is for, all of the GIS maintenance that they currently do and continue to do for our water and sewer, infrastructure. It is for, a fee not to exceed $12,264 a year, 2 years, over 2 years. So we would split that in half and be $6,100 a year.
You said that was for the cemetery? For all?
No, it's just for, the GIS. What we currently do is just to update that contract, because it's recently just, through the internet.
Make a motion to enter into the GIS maintenance contract.
Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Is there more discussion, questions? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. So, we have to get an agreement with Alexander County for work that they do for us. So, Nathan, if you will explain a little more in detail.
This is an interlocal agreement between Alexander County and the town of Taylorsville for the condemnation costs regarding a streets improvement project for Sterling Road, located within the EGTA of the town. This is a project that's been going on with the Coggan County for a couple of years now. They've reached an impasse, if you will. They've gained the necessary right-of-way along that stretch of road to be able to perform the construction and improve the street network there for Sterling Road, except for one particular property owner. So the county has requested that we condemn the necessary amount of property from that property owner to perform the needed work to improve the street network for Sterling Road. They have requested us to do it because statutorily, municipalities are the only legal authority besides the state of North Carolina that can construct and maintain roads. The county does not have this statutory authority to do that. So, in this agreement, we would, the town is responsible for initiating the condemnation proceedings. We'll have to file that with the register of deeds. Utilize our attorney for all that paperwork, provide the county with a copy of that, and the county with a copy of that. Seek to acquire the property interest. The county shall cover or reimburse the town for any appraisal fees, survey costs, title search and title insurance costs, attorney fees, litigation fees, any filing fees, settlements, and any compensations or damages. The county will also hold the town harmless from the foregoing costs to the fullest extent permitted by the law. They will be utilizing their CDBG funds, other lawful county funds for the project. I think this is a positive project for that area. I think it's unfortunate that it's come to this this moment, we're gonna have to condemn some property to improve the street out there, but I think, those residents, deserve that, and, we also have water and sewer infrastructure out there that we need to protect, and, if it's not protected underneath the competent street network, then, that jeopardizes our infrastructure, so I would vote that we approve the interlocal agreement with Alexander County and move forward.
Okay, this is the agreement with Alexander County for this subject.
Make a motion that we go into the interlocal agreement with Alexander County.
Second that motion.
Motion's been made and a second. There's any more discussion or question? If not, all in favor, go ahead.
All right, I mean, the whole property, we're just,
Just the necessary amount to be able to pay for
that's
it.
what make that, they're not for taking people's property, just, this road is rough, it's rough.
And they need to understand that it is the initial property as you enter the road, like it is right when you turn in. Then everybody else on the road has signed the rights to use to pursue the project.
If you're satisfied, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. Now we're going to have to do a resolution to condemn this property. Authorize the town of Taylorsville to condemn the required amount of right-of-way of Jarrell Miller's property for streets improvement and project. And Monroe panel, our attorney, do we need any help from you?
I don't know. I heard Mr. Brungard said he didn't like to take people's property out. We'll have a little fun there. How do you think you got here today?
Touche.
On the highway.
Yes. How do you think that highway got built?
No, I'm agreeing with it, I think it needs to be done.
Right. So anyway, if you adopt this resolution, then this would authorize the town to commence a condemnation action against Mr. Miller. Now, before that can happen, he has to be given special notice that we're going to do this perhaps in 30 days. We will not even give that notice until the county has adopted this agreement. Their meeting is next Tuesday, the 12th, I think that's correct. But in any event, if this goes forward, it'll get these people out of the mud and the dust. And it will help us protect our 6-inch water line that's in this road. And we serve, I think, Mr. White's not here tonight, is he? 3 sewer customers and 9 or 10 water customers. So this is a great public project. And sometimes we have to do these things.
He's not currently living, there's no dwelling on the property.
No, on this particular property, this property is vacant. This property is vacant. Any questions?
Thank you for that explanation. And so we need a resolution to condemn this property.
Make a motion. Go ahead.
I make a motion that we adopt the resolution for condemnation.
Second.
Motion's been made in a second. Now, is there any more questions or discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed. So that is so ordered. All right. Item number 15 is the Helena Grant resolution. The town council is considering adopting a resolution to accept $10 million. So that's a bright spot in our agenda.
Yes.
Mr.
Yeah, this is, to go along with, our sewer grant money that we got last month for $5 million. This is through this same, state revolving fund for, the whole money passed down by the state. So we get $10 million. The first 5 is, free. The second 5 is at 75%, so we'll have to finance 25% of that, which is $1.2 million, which we currently have that. And we will have that starting in the next year's budget when we have a current debt package for a utility project that rolls off and frees up. some funding there so we can move right along and make those payments. So this is gonna be a really good thing that we get this money, we're able to replace a lot of aging infrastructure throughout the town. So it's 15 on the
Motion to adopt the green grant resolution.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. Now, questions or comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. No one is opposed, so, we're right at, this discussion of our budget. So, Nathan Hester, will you, talk to us about your budget, for this year? Our budget, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not yours, it's ours, isn't it?
What's mine until you adopt it, I guess. This is preliminary stuff, so we'll start off with, let's look at the goals y'all established for the town. The first one that the town council has established was enhance downtown infrastructure and aesthetics, strengthen economic development and business recruitment, improve community engagement and government transparency, expand events and tourism initiatives, and establish Taylorsville as a regional destination. That's all on the left. And if you look on the right, that's a set of goals that was established by our Economic Development Steering Committee when we were coming up with our economic development strategy, which was composed of a lot of business owners and stakeholders and volunteer citizens within the community. Their goals are to position Taylorsville as a premier place to live, work, and visit, create a dynamic downtown, invest in recreation, wellness, and cultural tourism, strengthening infrastructure to support long-term growth, position Taylorsville to become a North Carolina Main Street community. I put these in here because I wanted to highlight how similar they are. They're almost identical. I feel like the town council and the community have the same vision and the same goals in mind with where they want this community to go. We just need to discuss how exactly we're going to fund that. So, that being said, start off with, as your manager, I'm going to propose an increase in the town's tax rate this year from 35 cents per $100 assessed value to 43 cents per $100 assessed value. Why? Well, if we stay at our same rate moving into this next fiscal year, we won't have enough revenue to provide the same level of service to our citizens with our services next year. And I will expand on that a little bit more on a future slide. We want to increase the level of service we provide, plus position the town strategically for the future. There will be no increase to the minimum water rates. There will only be a 1/4 cent increase per 1,000. So as you jump in different levels for your water and sewer usage, the minimum up to 1,000 gallons will remain the same. As you move into 1,001 up to 5,000 gallons, 5,001 up to 10,000, 10,001 and higher, each one of those levels increase 25 cents. Currently, we have allocated $653,194 of fund balance for one-time expenditures and projects. We are focusing on infrastructure upgrades, parks and recreation expansion planning, economic development, and service delivery. These are neighboring communities' tax rates around us. You can see they range from 39 cents all the way up to 52. The median tax rate for all of these municipalities that surround us is 44 cents for $100 of assessed value.
You've got it. Thank you.
What does a tax increase mean for the homeowner? Average Taylorsville property value is $200,000. So that comes out to about $700 for town tax every year. If we increase that to 33 cents, that would move to $860. That'll be a $160 annual increase, which would equate to $13.33 a month. Where exactly does your property tax money go? If you divide it up by the amount of funding in each of these budgeted items, 3 cents would go to the town council, and 10 cents would go to the administration department, 4 cents goes to buildings and rental property, 52 cents goes to the police department, 18 cents goes to streets and sanitation, 4 cents goes to park and recreation, 2 cents goes to our cemetery, 2 cents goes to planning, development, and tourism, and 5 cents goes to the fire department and emergency services. Service increase. Just passed an ordinance that's increasing the amount of brush that we picked up and the size of brush that we picked up. We're adding 1 SRO position this year. We're taking on Taylorsville Elementary School. We're looking at purchasing body cameras for our police department to allow them to have better evidence for their cases in court and for to have transparency and accountability with the community. Increase in fire department service. Tree removal and GIS mapping for service at the town cemetery. Also looking at moving into a mausoleum project with the funeral services in town for community and residents to purchase those. Have our own part-time code enforcement officer. We're receiving a lot of code enforcement complaints from citizens and businesses. I believe it'd be in our best interest to have our own code enforcement officer who can kind of work with the county's code enforcement officer to lighten his load from the county and the town. We do need a new brush truck in our sanitation department. We do need a new patrol vehicle for our police department. We are going to begin replacing Christmas lights this year. We have that budgeted to replace 10 a year over 5 years. A couple of months ago, we entered into an engagement with the law firm to discuss and implement downtown incentives for businesses. We're talking about doing a master parks and rec plan so we can look at making changes to Matheson Park. We're working with the high school to have their classes, their construction class and their masonry class, help us build a new restroom facility at Matheson Park. We're going to do a marketing strategy for our businesses and our community. If we take all of that out of our budget, that's on that screen and the stuff that I've mentioned, we're still at a $91,692 deficit. And being able to provide the same level of service July 1 as we do today. So we're going to need at least a 3.5 cent increase just to break even. We're going to have to cut services. Alright, capital projects and expenditures. We're going to do some renovations here at Town Hall to make it more functional for staff and the community. As I mentioned, renovations at Matheson Park for their restroom facility. So the high school's going to help us out with that, which we're really grateful for our partnership with their classes there. We're looking at purchasing some land for economic development. All of this is coming out of fund balance. This is an operational funds. So I have $230,000 in there for property plus $45,000 for due diligence. Park and Rec's master plan. I think it's no surprise that we want to build a sports complex at some point in time with a lot of multi-purpose fields, baseball and softball fields, to have as a tourism draw to the community and an asset to our kids and our families here. We do need to update some stuff with both of our current parks. We are currently involved in express design through North Carolina Department of Transportation on traffic improvements to the downtown. We're looking at a town marketing and branding project to be able to market the town and to recruit and retain businesses and tourism to the community. Grant projects. We're still working on the demolition of the hospital. We just had a public hearing for that. Community infrastructure, water, sewer, wastewater treatment plant. just gotten $15 million for water and sewer projects. We're gonna continue to need to receive funding as we're gonna need to increase the treatment capacity at our treatment plant at some point in time in the future. As new businesses and industries come within the county and the town, we are the sewer provider. We need to be able to meet those demands. We are applying for an asset inventory assessment grant with DEQ through an engineering firm to help us currently assess what are our assets at the treatment plant now, what is their lifeline, what is the schedule that we can have to begin to implement changes. So I think that is a very good thing for us to continue to do, is looking at how do we continue to provide clean drinking water and treat wastewater to not only our residents, but our businesses and our industries as well. Commercial district revitalization program. We're really big on wanting to revitalize our downtown. So we're looking at a streetscape project through commercial district revitalization, how we could plan for and eventually receive funding to bury the utilities through the downtown, and also how can we leverage some grant money to purchase a property downtown and revitalize it to recruit a restaurant or a business in downtown. I know that a tax increase is never a fun subject to discuss and talk about. But if we're going to continue to provide adequate services to the community, increase those services, and invest in development and the strategic positioning of our community economically, then I believe that it is necessary.
Okay, I know that's a lot of information to start with, but the public's going to have a time that they can comment on this budget on June the 2nd. We will have a public hearing for the first reading of this budget, so stay tuned for that. But so you go ahead.
I wanted to make a point. So you're requesting that it move to 43 cents with a minimum of 6 cents of that designated as a fire tax for the fire department.
Yes. Well, technically, it won't be a separate tax. We will just outline in our budget message in our ordinance that we will allocate 6 cents from the 43 cents to the Central Taylorville Fire Department, which would bring their annual funding from $119,000 and some change to $157,200 for the town. And then we would operate off of 30 cents.
Okay, so thank you for that presentation, and so we'll.
One more point, sorry. And they need to be aware that the town of Taylorsville, inside the city limits, doesn't have a designated fire tax, but the ETJ and the rest of Central Fire District pays county taxes plus a set fire tax of 8 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And they haven't been paying fire tax at all, unless it was just what we decided the number was and we decided to give to the fire department.
Well, I do think that they need more.
Right.
As we see with our police department, it's the same thing with the fire department. Like, expenses continue to rise, operations continue to rise. So I think as we move year to year, budget to budget, if we can find more room to give the police department and the fire department an adequate amount of funding, even if it's just a little bit at a time, as we grow, we can help them grow as well.
Right, because they are one of the fire department and the police department, especially at this time without a hospital. You're alleviating a lot of the issues that we have by coming to our community. However, until that happens, they are the first line of defense in any accident or anything that occurs in town. Fire and police, they respond to those emergencies. So we have to continue to fund them.
and provide the service.
Okay, so the next item is for the town council to consider establishing a public hearing on June the 2nd at 5:30 in this building to hear public comment regarding our proposed 2026-2027 town budget.
I'll make a motion to establish a public hearing.
Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Is there any more discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Like sign, no one is opposed. So we have a change order that we're gonna have to consider regarding, the wastewater, improvements. So, Nathan, you're gonna take that up.
Yes, this is a change order from our wastewater system reliability improvements project, also known as the Paul Payne project. This is to purchase a new grid washer and separator for the wastewater treatment plant. Ours currently has been out of commission for 6 months. So I would like for us to approve this change order to purchase this, have it implemented. The lead time on the actual unit itself is 4 to 6 weeks, and the lead time on the control panel is 12 to 18 weeks. So we have to have our project closed out by the end of the calendar year. So yeah, it's the grant. Let's do the grant fund.
This is grant money.
This is grant.
This is the remainder of the grant money.
This is the remainder of the grant.
Make a motion that we go forward with a change order.
Second.
Motion's been made and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign? No one is opposed. So there we are at, item number 19, and that's, our report from, Mike Millsaps, the chief of police. We'll start with him.
Thank you. As always, we will start you out with numbers. Our calls for service this month was 1,175, which is a lot. We had 60 incident reports, stopped 119 vehicles, wrote 132 citations, 3 felony packets, 2 DWI, 19 arrests, 20 charges, and took 15.88 grams of marijuana off the street and 3.16 grams of meth. We continue our training. 2 officers went to a suicide investigation training and are doing a real good job with that. Our detective was there as well. We created a new FTO training manual. Looks like this. Of course, this is for us, but see why you did this, why it's important. It's the first time we established one in the police department. What that does for us is it's broke down in 3 segments. It will consist of all trainers will have to implement this, and will keep us on a consistent professional basis because everything will be done the same way. We will follow the same procedures, and it makes everything a whole lot more clear, a whole lot more professional when we do everything. And as we've told you from the beginning, our goal is to be self-reliant. Our guys are in school. They're doing a tremendous job. They're going to school every chance they get. We got them in all the classes. Sergeant Fleming here is the one who worked the hardest on this FTO training manual, and I'd like to thank him for that. Great job he did. Officer Harper, Ralph Harper, received a letter from the principal of Alexander Early College. I'd like to brag on him a little bit, thanking him for his professionalism as he was dealing with a parent in crisis at the school. So they were really pleased with that. Didn't cause any ruckus out the school. No one really knew what was going on, but he took care of that professionally. Other than that, the apple blossom went real well. And our next task will be graduation on the 22nd at the high school. And that's all I got, unless you have any questions.
Okay, thank you for all the service for the apple blossom as well as the other hard work. And Nathan, are you going to introduce Kimberly as our new finance director?
Yes.
To the
This is Kimberly Sager sitting right here beside me. She is our new finance director for the town of Taylorsville. She officially started yesterday. And, we're excited to have her.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here and to join in Taylorsville and bring, the community great things and help with the finances to be able to do it.
Oh, thank you. And, are you gonna give us a public works report, or are you gonna do that combination manager?
I'll just do a combination.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So, as we mentioned earlier, we closed on urgent care today, so that's just a big positive thing for us in the community, and we're excited about that. I would like to say that we partnered with the high school to build us a new trailer to store our Christmas lights on. So we purchased that from the high school today, and we have that down. So that was really awesome that they were able to build that for us and put us as we take down and put up the Christmas lights every year. We have a proper place to store them instead of borrowing from somewhere else. As I said, we're working with the high school to work on rebuilding and building a new restroom facility at the park. So we met down there with their instructors the other day and talked about what we wanted. And so that project will take place in the fall when the school gets back in session. So we're really excited about that. Reminder that we're having a staff appreciation lunch on May 22nd at 12 here in the council chamber. So please come and spend some time with staff and tell them how great of a job they do. We'd like to take a second and just say that, I've received a lot of compliments over the last few weeks from people about the police department and the good job that they're doing, and from Public Works and how clean the town look. So I would just like to say publicly that, I'm really proud of our folks and how great of a job they do and the amount of work that they put in. On Thursday, May 14th, from 5 to 8 p.m., behind us on the ball field, there will be a block party by the Springs Group, which is a nonprofit, and they work with troubled youth and youth that had substance abuse disorders and gone through other challenges in life, and they will work with them to develop life skills and how they can implement themselves into the workforce and become positive members of society within their community and make a lasting impact. And they're really a tremendous organization. So they've planned this block party to have something for youth to go do and hang out. There's going to be some live music and some food. So it'll be a really interesting and neat event that they're starting here in Taylorsville. And again, that's on May 14th from 5 to 8 p.m. on the ball field behind Town Hall.
Is that the same group that has rented the BB&T?
I do not know.
Yes.
May
14th?
She told me yes.
Okay.
Is it the Springs Group, did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
May 14th, 5 to 8.
May 14th.
And we did receive an official letter today from the LGC about our fiscal year 25 audit. As you know, it's going to be submitted late. It's not a surprise to us. We knew that. So this is just a formal letter that they send to everybody, so you've all been provided a copy of that. We will issue an appeal, and they do allow us to do that. And they also state in their letter that the commission shall deem an appeal successful if the audit for which the non-compliance notice was issued to the county or municipality is the only audit not submitted as required pursuant to general statute, which our fiscal year 25 audit is the only audit not submitted. So we should be able to be clear of that as we finally are caught up on our audit since 2023. So that's a lot of hard work from town staff, and you all have gone into that. So thank you all for that. And we'll continue to move forward and do some great things here for the community. Remember that our next community planning meeting, like we had last month for in here for downtown, we're going to talk about sign ordinances and some other ordinances and how we can improve the downtown and just the the town itself, planning wise, is gonna be, Tuesday, May 19th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. here in the council chambers.
Okay, thank you, and, we'll open it up now for, council general discussion. So anybody hold forward, if you like.
I would just like to say, just as Nathan mentioned about this meeting, this town meeting that we're gonna be having again, we had a great turnout for that. A lot of great discussion. A lot of things were heard that made us aware of things, and everybody was pretty much on the same page about progress, and that we want to see progress here. We want to revitalize our town. And so I encourage all of you to come to that meeting on the 19th from 6 to 7 here. It's really good.
It's a good time for public input, and it's free,
So that's open to any.
free discussion.
Yes, yes, we encourage people to come, yes.
Go ahead.
I would just like to say a public thank you to the Rotary Club for planning. The town purchased flowers from Country Road Greenhouse, and Lisa Curley and her team divided those up into containers that were for each planter, and then the corn planters got one specific plant, and then the Rotary Club planted those. And a big shout out to the town public works guys for keeping those watered and keeping them alive. And today, well, I had already started back sometime, but today I worked some more on securing food and other vendors for Hometown Halloween, Hometown Christmas. Looking to have a good lineup there, and I'd like to say thank you to Nathan for reaching out to the high school and using those underutilized resources that have been sitting there for years. Because when those kids have involvement in what's going on in town and around them, then there's less chances of those spaces being vandalized. They have increased pride in their town and their community, and ditto to you for doing it and taking care of it.
Motion to adjourn.
Next meeting, the work session on May the 19th, that took video in this room, and the regular meeting is Tuesday, June the 2nd, 2026 at 5:30 in this room. So the motion was made to adjourn.
Second.
Second. And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.